episode of Spilling Tequila. I am your host, Ariana Cantor. We back, motherfuckers. That's why I started this. To spill all the fucking tea. Welcome back to another episode of Spilling Tequila with your host, Ariana. Welcome to the podcast where I take you on a crazy, crazy journey, spilling humility on myself to help others feel better. Talk about giving back to the world. All right, I'm doing great, sweetie. If you were wondering, I actually am like loving myself, like obsessed, like, Ari, you're so great. Duh. Duh. But guess what? It has not always been this way. Loving on myself is so new and it is so special. What I want to talk about today is I had no idea for like majority of my life how much I didn't love myself, which is like so sad. Like, poor, not poor me, never poor me. We're not a fucking victim here. But like, really, I did not love myself for majority of my life. And I had no idea, like clueless to the fact that I didn't love myself, which I think that like there has to be more people like that. And there has to be more people that like we wake the fuck up and make love themselves. Okay, that is today's motherfucking mission. We're going full force and we're getting after it. Whew. So yeah, I didn't love myself for majority of my life, which bled into every area in more ways that like I even know and ways that like I'm still figuring out. We can start with friendships, okay? If I don't love myself, how am I going to have healthy friendships? If you don't love yourself, friendships are like you, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say competition because I've really never looked at my friends as competition, but I think it made me an easy target to be walked all over and be a people pleaser because I just wanted people to like me. That's definitely like it led into people pleasing galore because I was searching for the love from other people that I needed to be giving to myself. And I was never going to find it that way. That's not how life works. And I was looking for that in romantic relationships, not even like dates, going on dates with people. If a guy rejected me in the slightest way, I took it so personally and I was so hard on myself and wondered why I couldn't be more like the girls that didn't get rejected. But like, newsflash, everyone gets rejected. And if they don't, they're manipulative as fuck. And you can only be that way for so long. Some people are like that forever, but whatever. With like getting in like to a romantic relationship, having someone that does love me, it being so difficult to then get out of that relationship because I don't love myself. So I love the love I'm receiving. And I don't want to lose that because will someone ever love me again? That's how I felt when like, girl, you love yourself. You need to learn how to love yourself and you'll have love forever. And it doesn't matter who loves you, doesn't love you. Like, things will still sting, things will still hurt, but you won't feel stuck in something, feeling like you will never feel loved again because you love yourself enough to learn how to get out of something. I had no idea there was even a possibility of getting to that point of loving myself enough to get out of something. Like, I'm just like, where's the love? Give me love. I need it. I don't know. Need love now. Itching my... And when it comes to your career and seeking validation in that freaking field because you just want to feel useful. Like, you are like, if I do this job right, if I make people happy, like... But then you sit there and you don't love yourself and you're so hard on yourself every single day. And I would think to myself like the worst thoughts, the worst fucking thoughts about what I was capable of. Like I felt incapable of everything and anything. And I had no idea that it was just the thoughts that were causing that. Like if I were to go through the journey of loving myself and feel capable, that little mental switch would then make me capable. I was only feeling not capable because I didn't love myself enough to feel capable. Now, I said little mental shift, and I feel like this is going to be a huge part of this episode. Nothing is a little mental shift when it comes to making big life changes, and especially when it comes to the change of learning how to love yourself. It is not easy. It does not happen overnight. It does not happen in a week. It does not happen in a month. You get close in a year, but it's so fucking worth it versus staying in those like patterns of feeling unworthy and watching everyone else's life and, you know, wondering why you can't be that lucky person that has a different life. Learning how to love yourself is such a journey, and I know that it looks different for everybody. So I'm going to share how it looks for me. And I do think a lot of the tools I use are universal, like they will really help anyone, but some people have different ways of going about it, things they like, things they don't like. I had a lot happen that gave me a severe push of learning, of putting me on the journey of loving myself. And I feel like that's just how the universe works. Like the universe will send you so many signals that you need to make a change in your life, and you either can understand that and like listen to that, read the like see the signals and move accordingly. Or if you ignore the signals enough, something really traumatic, drastic happens, and it gives you no choice to put you on a different direction in life. And I had that happen to me like a year and a half ago. And it's not the first time something like that's happened to me, but it's just, you know, what happened a year and a half ago. And I feel like it really bled into the friendships that I have in my life. And it caused me to really take a deeper look at them and and even people that I was dating too. Like, why was I attracting the same kind of person? I just wanted to make a change. And that change started with like being alone, being the fuck alone and starting from zero. Like right now, I don't need anyone to tell me who I am. I don't need to worry about what anyone thinks about me. I just need to be alone. I've always felt such a strong sense of spirituality. Like I do believe in it, and it's something that makes a lot of sense to me. So I do turn into things like meditating and manifesting and things like that. And I think they're powerful. I think they're real. And I think that they are the tools that will guide you to the answers that like you don't have. And I didn't read a blueprint of how someone learned to love themselves. Like I literally just turned to the tools of meditating, manifesting, and working out. And meditation, I have to say, it's hard to get into because you think it's so much harder than it is. And you think it's such a commitment and you think it's so difficult. But honestly, it is like the best drug in the world. Like meditation is the one thing in my life that will always calm me down and bring me back to myself and guide me to a lot of the answers I need. Like it blocks out so much of the noise, and like there's so many good people that lead these amazing meditations, and like they study the sounds that you hear, the words that you need to hear to like take you on this like mental journey of figuring out like what you need in your life. Like it's 2025 about to be 2026. People are smart as fuck. Meditation isn't like what you used to be or what you think it is. Regardless, that's not what this episode's about. So meditation was like my big thing that I needed to force myself to commit to. I didn't know why. I didn't know if I was going to stay consistent with it, but I knew that I needed to wake up every single morning and meditate because I needed to figure shit out. I have meditated every day since every day now since January 2nd, 2025, and sometimes multiple times a day. There may be, on one hand, the amount of times that I missed, and I started out doing it every morning, and like it just felt so good. And why do we continue to do things? We continue to do things because it feels good, the way that it makes us feel. And I had no idea that I was entering like literally the best journey of figuring out how to love myself and figuring out what I want in my life and removing all the outside noise. It led into me like doing so many like yin yoga. I don't know if you know what that is, but like I hated yoga. I never thought I would do that, and now like I do yin yoga every day. It led into me journaling every day throughout the day. It led into things that like I can't even talk about because I have to keep private on here, but that are very exciting. It led me to be so consistent with like my creativity and building this platform and finding out what the hell I'm going to talk about to myself on camera with a big light on me by myself, but for other people. Like it's done everything for me, starting with meditation. But the most important thing is that it has taught me to love and trust myself. And there's been so many other things that have come from it that has helped this journey, but it all started there. And I feel like if more people tried meditation, it would mean something different to them and be so special to them, but really help them connect with themselves to be able to figure out what's going wrong in your life. Like, where does there need to be a change? Where are you lacking confidence? Where do you not feel good? Like, I didn't feel confident and I didn't love myself, but I was putting myself in situations where no shit, I didn't feel confident, and no shit, I didn't love myself. Like, I was surrounding myself with people who were not the best people for me. And now that I have the love in myself, I would never surround myself with those people. I will protect my peace. And guys, like, we have one fucking life. If you're going to love someone, it better be yourself. I am not spending however 90 years, 100 years, who knows how old I will live to. Regardless, I am not spending any more years of my life not loving myself and feeling sorry for myself and wanting stuff that I feel like I can't have. Like, absolutely fucking not. I want the best for me. Why wouldn't I? And why the fuck wouldn't you? Because you might not love yourself. I feel like that just sounded so bad the way I said it, but you know where I'm coming from. That was just the most blunt way. And it's crazy how doing one thing in your life and focusing on it and really committing to it bleeds into every other area of your life. Like, you may have all of these problems in your life and you're like, why is this happening to me? You know, why am I constantly getting fucked over? Why am I surrounded by these shitty people? Why do I have the worst luck in the world? But if you make a simple change of committing to yourself and like going on a journey of learning how to fall in love with yourself, you won't think, why does this happen to me? Because you'll just remove yourself from the situation. You'll be like, absolutely not. That is not happening to me again. We are moving onward. We are moving upward. Those days are over. Like, you won't waste a second of your time in a situation that you don't need to be in. If you feel like you are unworthy in any way of your life, then the only reason you feel that way is because you're telling yourself that. And that's a part of it too, is like meditation really does. This sounds like a sponsorship for like me promoting meditation, but like I'm just expressing what works for me. Meditation helps you like rewire your mind and that your thoughts that are constantly replaying throughout the day. Like, I used to think all of the time, like really deep, dark thoughts. I would think like, why am I a fuck up? Why can't I do things right? So I've run into so many situations with like friendships falling out. I must be the problem. What's wrong with me? And like, I just had deep, dark thoughts that made me feel like I was such a problem and I was so incapable. And I just had to switch those fucking thoughts. Like now I meditate, I figure out what mood, where do I need to spend a little bit more time in loving myself? Like what am I struggling with a little bit? For an example, let's say I'm feeling like things aren't happening fast enough in my life. So I do a meditation that helps you like slow down and like appreciate everything you do have. Like you sit there for 10, 20, 30 minutes, however long you want to do it, and you listen to this soothing music and this soothing voice telling you you're right where you need to be, right place, right time, being guided. Like everything happens the way it's supposed to. And like you just sit there and like on repeat hear these things. And if you start your day that way, you're going to repeat these thoughts throughout your fucking day, and everything in your life will change. It won't happen in 1 second, but before you know it, like you are at a different place and you are motherfucking believing in yourself. I am so passionate about this because more people need to love themselves. I'm sick of like the false confidence of like thinking you need to be better and it simply being competition and driven by an ego. Like let's all figure out how to dive on in there and fall in love with ourselves. I'm at the point now where like, let's say I make a mistake. I'm human. Not my proudest moment. I will have a mental talk with myself and I'll be like, Ariana, it's okay. I forgive you. The only option is that we move forward, and we now know that like we don't want to do that again. We don't want to be in that situation again. And then I'll do some breath work, and then I'll do a little meditation, and before you know it, I've completely forgot about it. Now, previous Ariana would have made a mistake and made it her whole personality. Like thought, what the fuck is wrong with me? Blah, 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 whatever. I suck. I'm the worst. I can't do this. Whatever loser, victim shit I used to tell myself because of a mistake. And I would be so hard on myself. And I see it in so many people. Sometimes it looks like you make a mistake and you can't even like live with it. So then you just feel like you're just a horrible person. And then you become a worse person and a worse person because you feel like that's who you are. When really, we decide who we want to be and we choose to love ourselves. And if you make that choice and you learn to love yourself, you will not settle for anything less in your life in every single area. That's why I feel like I'm able to date now, because I don't care if it works or it doesn't work. You know, there's still so many ways for me to have heartbreaks, but I know the heart goes on and I know that the love is fucking there. And I had no idea why I needed to be so alone, why I needed to really grow my spirituality and like look into meditation as much as I did and commit to it as much as I did. And I had no idea I was going to figure out how to fall the fuck in love with myself and so many other things. So this is your sign to fall the fuck in love with yourself. And I'm trying to like spice this up, make it sound juicy, make it not sound like I'm like, I don't know, trying to tell you what to do, even though I really fucking am. I'm also trying to be practical and not sound like woo woo. Like I know there's so many people that think there is a world of spirituality and then there's a world of just like not doing it. And I guess considering that normal, but like, I'm not a normal girl, but like I am, I haven't spent my entire life focusing on like spirituality, and like I went to Catholic church when I was younger, do not believe in the Catholic church whatsoever. I really am just like figuring out my own journey of like what really works, and I want to help other people if I'm able to do that. So I hope you like it. And if you don't, I don't really care, because I love myself and that's where I get my acceptance from. All right. I gotta go. I gotta go meditate, actually. I gotta go work on the love for myself. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your fucking support. Now go pour some love on you, baby. And I'll talk to you next week. Mwah, mwah, mwah.